Welcome, my beloved. I'm James, and today we're going to talk a little bit about finding inner peace in the midst of what may occasionally be chaotic lives for us. I want to first remind you that you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you already are. Right this very moment, you are already a gift, already precious, already loved. Doesn't matter what you've done, what you will do, that's where you are right now. Take a moment to breathe that in. You are truly precious. You are truly precious. Take this moment and give it as a gift to yourself. So, I began my morning already just a little bit anxious about my day. There were a number of things, and Tuesdays are already a little bit more scheduled than I'm used to or that I prefer. It feels a little confining sometimes when there are too many things in the schedule. And then today is a day when there are more. There are more things that I have said yes to. All things that are good, all things that I felt good about saying yes to, and I still feel good about having said yes to them. But what happened this morning is as I was making breakfast and then eating breakfast with my family, and then when I came to my chair, I was borrowing from the various events that were coming up today. I was borrowing what I needed to be ready for at each one of the appointed times of my day. I was just allowing all of them to race through my mind and draw me out of the moment. Um, Now, there's a difference between preparing, making a plan for various things that you need to go to. If you have to go to a meeting and you have to have prepared something for that, then it's one thing to make that a part of your list and then to begin to prepare it. But it's another thing when just to think of all the different skills you're going to have to use today and all of the different times you're going to need to be mentally and emotionally available, all the different times that are coming up in the day, because then that leads to the overwhelm. All the things that have yet to be done today suddenly just become this chaotic mess into which I find myself sinking. Does that sound at all familiar to you? If you have things that are ahead, and maybe there are unusual things in your schedule, or maybe there are usual things, you've just allowed all of them to invade your space all at once. And whatever passes for inner peace for you is not so available. That's where I found myself this morning. Uh, Intriguingly enough, what brought me back to the moment, and this sometimes just happens, I was listening to a song by Kansas, Carry On, My Wayward Son. There'll be peace when you are done. Now, see, that's a rush to the end of the day as well, a rush to the end of the week, all the things that might be coming up, all those things. So what I want to invite you to do right now, and I'm going to do it with you, is to just take a step back, because right now I'm enough. Right now I'm here with you, whether you're watching me live or you're watching later, whenever this is that you are watching. You are right now in this moment, okay? I invite you to breathe into the moment. You know, what's intriguing about breathing is what allows us to become anxious in our brain is the amygdala. There's a little tiny walnut size piece of our brain that protects us, and it's designed to cut off all of the thinking and to react in the moment to protect us It arose earlier in our evolution when, if you saw a saber-toothed tiger, you needed to run away, not think about, oh, isn't that a beautiful saber-toothed tiger? Because by the time you thought all of that, you are already lunch for the saber-toothed tiger. So a lot of our anxiety originates there. I'm not going to pretend to be a medical professional or a therapist, but that's and what happens is when we become anxious, it speeds up our heart rate because it releases, all sorts of our fight and flight kinds of responses to the moment, reactions in the moment. It increases the speed of our breathing. Well, it can work in reverse. If you can catch yourself when that's happening and breathe, choose the rate of your breathing. There are 500 or so little neurons in the back of your brain that are the ones that are activated by the amygdala. But when we activate them in reverse by slowing down our breathing, it calms this fight, flight, freeze response that overtakes us. It calms us. It brings us back to the moment. It might be a short-lived peace in this moment because you've got to turn your attention back to whatever is next in your day. But turning your attention to the one thing that is next, whether it's preparing for the 4 o'clock meeting you have, or the 7 o'clock meeting you have, or the phone call you've got to make, or the reading you've got to do in preparation for something else, whatever it may be, those are all in the future. We don't need to borrow their anxiety right now, because right now I am enough. Right now I am here. And when I bring myself into my body, back into this space by attending to my breathing, slowing down my beating heart just by doing that, calming myself into this moment, perhaps I can actually see what is the thing I need to be doing now, right now. Not what I might be doing at 3:35 this afternoon, because I don't have 3:35 this afternoon yet. I have this time right now, this moment, and so do you. So whenever this moment is, bring yourself back to now, because that's where the inner peace can arise in you. I'm just going to take it one moment at a time. Our 12-step friends have it one moment at a time. One moment, this moment at a time. So if you're looking for inner peace, slow yourself down for just a moment between meetings, before a meeting, before the next thing on your schedule, before you look at your list of things that have to be done today. You can only do one of those things at a time. So whatever that next thing is, just focus there, one step, one moment at a time. And remember, in the midst of it all, even when you feel overwhelmed, that you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you already are. Until the next time.